in poisoning the water, provocators blew up the water pipeline. Barbarity of Georgia is a pathology. It should be studied by biologists. On the 8th of August in the evening, they drained an irrigation canal, and a flood began. That means that in addition to all the horrors of the war, people were in the water up to their knees. At 1 p.m., the 8th of August, when Ossetian militiamen were fighting to the bitter end for the city and villages, when the Republic's streets were still filled with blood and civilians were hiding in crammed up and flooded basements, Georgian protege Dmitry Sanakoyev proposed to the Ossetians to surrender and leave Tsinwal, and their lives would have been saved. Today we agreed to and declared a moratorium on shooting from the Georgian side from 3 till 6 p.m. That's why I address myself to all those who are armed in the city now. If you have a possibility to lay down your arms and get out in the Ergeneti direction, everybody will be guaranteed an amnesty. Nobody will be persecuted, and no one will be shot at the checkpoints. To propose the city defenders to leave is a strange declaration coming from a person calling himself President of Ossetia. And even more, the promise of safe passage corridor has become one of the greatest betrayals of the war. The prosecutor's office has to determine who announced the civilians hiding in basements that they could save themselves by taking the Zakarskaya road from South Ossetia to North Ossetia, which was Russian territory already. Many people who took this corridor were killed on the Zakarsky road, where Georgian soldiers ambushed them. Marfa Gzhioyeva, with her family, also was going to escape by this road. But a journalist who was in her house at the time called Moscow and found out that there was no such corridor, and the family stayed in the basement. They betrayed the people. There were many in the city whom they betrayed like this. And the people were going to escape, and they were shot. It would be wrong to consider that the war that was launched in the Caucasus on the 8th of August 2008 was only between two countries, Georgia and South Ossetia. The Georgian military were supplied with weapons by 15 countries: the USA, Bulgaria, Hungary, Greece, Latvia, Lithuania, Turkey, France, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Israel, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Ukraine supplied weaponry, military equipment and ammunition. The Georgian army received about 300 armored personnel carriers from the NATO countries. 100 tanks were to be delivered. Besides, Georgia received 67 artillery pieces, 99 mortars, 150 anti-tank missile systems, 200 portable anti-aircraft units. The French Air Force is going to deliver 4 Mirage fighters. The American side was to supply 15 Black Hawk helicopters. The Georgian Navy received 2 naval ships and 6 gunboats, 10 missile-armed patrol ships. Ukraine, not being a NATO member, supplied Georgia with more than 90 APCs, 10 EL-29 aircraft, 4 helicopters, and 10 Akasia air defense systems. The biggest suppliers were the United States and Ukraine. I don't know what Americans are thinking about. They butt into everything. What is Bush doing? He is a complete scoundrel. I would bite him to death. There are 3 people: Saakashvili, the Ukrainian president, and Bush, who should be hanged. God damn Saakashvili. God damn those countries which supplied weapons to Georgia to annihilate our long-suffering nation. Condoleezza Rice comes to a democratically false country. Let her come here also. It will take her only an hour. It takes only an hour to get here from Tbilisi. Let her come here and see firsthand what the Georgians did against our peaceful nation. The Georgian soldiers were trained by foreign instructors, and mercenaries from other countries came to Georgia to support its army in the war against Ossetian. I'm speaking about the instructors who train so-called anti-terrorist agents. Here we see that Israeli instructors are training them in shooting and marksmanship. These are Yankees. They are dancing. A dance of Tbilisi thieves is the name of this dance. Kintauri. Kinto means thief in Georgian. Well, it's evident that he isn't a Georgian, since a black never is Georgian. There aren't any blacks in Georgia. I saw many foreign citizens in uniform. There were even blacks. Snipers from the Baltics, soldiers from Ukraine. You know everything about Ukrainians. They not only supplied weapons, but shot down Russian airplanes with their Buk air defense systems, and they also took part in the street fighting. Ukraine supplied cannon fodder for the Ossetian War. Soldiers from the UNSO, Ukrainian National Self-Defense, were being trained to support Saakashvili while on a pleasure trip to the Caucasus. Now our friends, some of them generals of the Georgian army, call us and say that the situation is difficult again and they need our help. If we have to take up arms, we will do it in the combat zone. I suppose that there will be a few hundred Ukrainians who would like to go and relax in the Caucasus, just like in 1993. Nowadays, we still call it going to a resort.